Hello everyone. So in the last video we have seen a very good example of an LED what do you call switching on sorry guys, with the for loop, and we studied a lot of things, this one and this one and also this one, how we can use three for loops for this purpose. And also sorry, we had a delay 500 millisecond because we don't want this first LED, that means pin number 3 shouldn't be on and off at the same time. Okay, so I showed you very well this debugging scenario with t is equal to t values, so time values. So if you didn't know this, you have to watch at least last 3 videos and come back here, otherwise you will not understand what is going on here. So I'm assuming that you have watched last 3 videos and you have come here. Okay, fine. So now this is fine because this one will say us, okay, we'll do the work, right? This will initially switch on all the LEDs from pin number 3 to pin number 7. That means 5 LEDs, 1 2 3 4 5 LEDs, one after another, and with a delay of 400 millisecond in between each other. Okay, so first one will be on 400 millisecond delay, second one will be on 400 millisecond delay, third one will be on, like that, up to 5. So all the 5 LEDs are done immediately. That means, and once the fifth LED is also on after the 400 millisecond, this for loop will break and immediately the next for loop will start. And at the same moment, all the LEDs inside this for loop, okay, inside this for loop, at the same moment all the LEDs will go off, okay, all together, and everything will be in the same state, that means off state for 500 millisecond. Then what will happen? Again the process start. That means again everything, each and every LED from first LED to fifth LED will start to switch on one after another with the 400 millisecond delay in between each of them. Okay, first one, then 400 millisecond, second one, like that. As I said earlier, it will repeat. Okay, then again everything will go off altogether, wait for 500 millisecond, and again one after another they will switch on. So you have seen this in the previous video, I just summarized it. So this code will work perfect. This is the same code we saw in the last video. Everything is fine. Now let's try to integrate a small scenario. Okay, let's try to integrate a small scenario within this, so that you will get little experience on how you can work with a little more complex code. Okay, so let's say a user is coming to you and saying you, okay, this system is working fine to me, everything is good, but I want something. Okay, let's say the user has more than 5 LEDs, let's say 20 LEDs, like that. For our purpose we will have only 5, but you can imagine he has 20 LEDs, okay, a lot of LEDs. So he's saying, okay, we have the chance, okay, you switch on, all the LEDs will be running in a blink now. Okay, first on, second on, third on, fourth on, fifth on, everything will go off, wait for 500 millisecond, and again first one, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, like that. Now the user will say, okay, this will be repeating itself, but I want a scenario where I can reset it. That means, let's say if this first LED on, then 400 millisecond delay, second LED on, then 400 millisecond delay, and third LED is on. Okay, now at any moment of this flow, right, let's say third LED is on, now I have to have a reset button. Okay, I have to have a push button. If I press that push button, there's a reset button, and take my hand off. Okay, if I press and take my hand off, the push button means once you press and you take your hand off, it's normal. If I push it, the for loop has to reset, the system has to reset. That means the for loop will start from the beginning, should start from the beginning. Okay, that means there should be a switch to reset the system. What the switch does is, at any moment of this flow, here or anywhere, if we press a switch, all the LEDs should go off and it should start from the beginning, the blinking, switching on will start from the first LED again. Let's say the for loop is running and you are in the second or third LED. Okay, when the third LED is switched on, okay, then the delay will start. So during the time or whatever, let's say at the moment third LED is on, so next fourth should be on, right? But during that time, if the user is pressing the reset button, everything should reset. That means the blinking should again start from the first one. It shouldn't go to the fourth. You understand what I'm telling? The blinking is going on repetitively, right? Everything is one after one, another switch on, and everything goes off, and again one after one. So if they are switching on one after one, or if they are in the off state or whatever, let's say it is in the switching on is in the middle LED or any other LED in between first and last. In the middle LED, if I press the reset button, the whole process should stop, and it should start from the beginning again, from the first one. So basically we need to have a reset button, okay, that will start from the process from the beginning, okay, from the first LED, okay. So how you can have it, okay. So simple logic is, what he wants is, if the for loop is running, okay, if the for loop is running, okay, from first LED to fifth LED, we have to find out a particular button is pressed or not. If the button is pressed, we have to simply come out of the loop. That means we have to simply break the loop. So if we come out of the loop, what will happen? We will come to line number 15, and we will switch off all the LEDs, so you don't need to worry. Anyway, user has to start it from the beginning, and after 500 milliseconds we will start from the first one, first LED, because next loop will start, void loop, you understand? So from the user's point of view, if we press it, he will see everything goes off immediately, and the LEDs blinking should start from the beginning. You understand what I'm telling? So what we have to do is, we have to have an if condition, and we have to have a button read. Let's say I'm just saying button, if button is pressed, what we should do, we should break this particular for loop, okay. If a button is pressed, I will write the logic for this, okay, don't worry. If the button is pressed at any moment, we should break this loop. Which loop? Break keyword is inside this for loop, right? If condition is not a loop, it's a condition. So for loop is the parent of this break statement. So the parent will break, the for loop will break, okay. So that means even though this I value is, let's say, number 5, that means third LED, during that time the button is pressed, we will break the for loop and we will stop the iteration thereafter. For loop become false. So now you can remember of the continue keyword as well, okay. Continue keyword will, what it will do, it will skip the particular iteration but not break the loop, but break keyword will break the loop and stop any further iterations, okay. It will go to the next line, and only after everything is done, when the void loop is repeating again, the for loop will start from the beginning. So you know that, right? So this is the need we have, right? So if a button is pressed, we have to break the loop, that's all. If you break it, that's all. No matter, even though we are in the fourth LED, button is pressed, we break, and we come here, we switch off everything, we start from the beginning. That means first LED will switch on after that. You understand what I'm telling? Okay. So we are good, okay. Then we can have, it's better to have this break next to this, okay, not next to this actually. I think it's better to start it even before this, here, okay, because we should first check it is being pressed or not, okay. Whether we switch on or not, no matter, we can have it either here or here, almost same, right? So let me have it at the beginning. If the button is pressed, break the loop, otherwise proceed, okay, all same. So what I will do is, I will have to write the logic for the button pressed, okay, that's fine. So how can you find the button is being pressed? How can you find the button is being pressed? You have to read the button continuously. Where you should read? You should read it inside this for loop, okay. So okay, let's say, so this is for if condition, so this is the for loop, right? The for loop starts here and ends here, okay. So you have to do inside this particular for loop, okay. You will remove the unnecessary lines so that it's easy. Okay, nice. So inside this for loop you have to keep repeating. That means every iteration of the for loop you have to keep reading the button, whether it is pressed or not, pressed or not, pressed or not, pressed or not. Then only what? You can decide the button is pressed or not. If I have the button reading here, what will happen? If I say read the button here, okay, there's no point of writing like this. Why? Okay, it's almost 10 minutes, guys. Let's catch up in the next video then.